What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Ant-Man wave. Now this is an older wave we've had for quite a long time, just never got around to opening it. This was all the way back with the release of the Ant-Man movie where we got the Build-A-Figure of Cassie Lang. So we have her there, but of course we don't really care in the movie figures much anymore, so just focusing more on the comic book characters. So that's what we have here, the 4 comic book characters that were released in this wave. So first up we have Future Ant-Man, which is a pretty cool thing. I'll tell you more about the story. Just an Ant-Man from the future. Then we got Ultron, so nice classic looking Ultron. We got Egghead, so always awesome to get Egghead with his Egghead, which is always fun, and he looks pretty cool. And finally we have Crossfire, so he looks like a cool sniper guy there. So I'm excited to check all 4 of these out, so let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. Well, let's start off with the future Ant-Man, who is Dr. Zayn Asghar. He was the Ant-Man in year 2549. He was born to eco-scientists and had an aptitude for nanorobotics, so he developed a nano-ant swarm inspired by Hank Pym and used them to combat paleo-capitalists and disaster opportunists as the hero Ant-Man. When he began having failures with his swarm, he decided to go back in time to consult with Hank Pym, Scott Lang, and Eric O'Grady with how they controlled their ants. So much like the other Ant-Man, his powers are that he is the size shifter to change sizes, as well as the ability to control the swarm of nanomachines. And overall looks pretty cool here. Of course, this is on like a much older looking body, so the thinner body that I think we'll actually see with one of the other figures, but looks pretty cool, especially with this helmet design. So it's mostly just this all black helmet. Of course, has like the little mandible design like ants have in the front here. 2 little antennae in red there sticking off the top, and love like the little yellow details off to the side. I just thought it'd be cool if they had some sort of design on them, but you know, it is what it is. Then he has a mostly all black outfit, but has very similar to like other Ant-Mans with like the circle designs, and especially like with this yellow. Can't tell if it's yellow or white with yellow around it, not exactly sure what's going on, with a red circle around it going down to his belly and then over to the side to the arms and going down. So has this red and sort of whitish yellow design on it, and then black legs just all the way down till you get to the feet, where he does have some red on the bottom of the feet there as well. So overall looks pretty cool. Like I said, this though could have used an upgraded, more modern body, because it doesn't seem to be holding up too well already. But movement wise, we get that'll twist all the way around, can look down that far, so really far down, and then up there as well. So really good movements with the head, with especially the hinge joint. We get the shoulders that come up to 90 with the butterfly joint all the way back and forth there, so really good range and twist all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow that'll bend up that far, so not too bad for him, with the wrist that'll twist around and flex back and forth. Then we go to his ab crunch, so we get the ab crunch cutout, so crunch forward, crunch back, so pretty decent there. Twist all the way around at the waist. Get the hips that come up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, not far from kicking his butt, with a shin twist in the middle of the leg, and then the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So not bad as far as movement goes. Like I said, just seems the body isn't to be holding up very well because he's so thin. And then we do have some issues with like the leg. Looks like the thigh is already like messed up and everything. So yeah, I assume over a few years in storage, this thing will be in absolute horrible shape, much like a lot of the other figures, especially on this thinner body. But overall, I think it looks cool, and it's awesome to add another Ant-Man into our collection. Now, accessory-wise, unfortunately, he doesn't come with anything, so that's pretty boring. Nothing else to go along with him. But as I mentioned, he does go back in time to meet with the other Ant-Man, so we can bring those in. So, of course, he meets with Hank Pym, but this, unfortunately, is the Scott Lang version, just because I love the look of this figure so much more than any of our actual Hank Pym ones. But just pretend this is the Hank Pym version. Then we also met with Scott Lang and Eric O'Grady, so we have 4 Ant-Man here now all together, which is really cool to go along with our future Ant-Man. And next up we have Ultron, which was an artificial intelligence created by Hank Pym, designed to assist in the betterment of society, but its consciousness surpassed its programming and developed its twisted perception that humanity was a threat to its own existence. Now he has a robotic body composed of adamantium, giving him superhuman durability, strength, and speed, as well as the ability of flight, energy absorption, gravity manipulation, plasma generation, and an encephalo beam. So it's cool to have another Ultron figure. This this is very similar to the one we've already had that I will show you. Almost body-wise exactly identical, probably very little changes at all to it. The head is different though, there is a little bit different head shape and all that, but still looks pretty cool. So we have the Ultron body, again similar to what we had before, just all in this nice silver body, nice and shiny. You can see all the light reflecting off of it, but it still has that similar design. Like I said, we've already went through this before, but we do get the head design there with, I like the nice like orange color, especially with the eyes and in the mouth there with all the crackling sort of going on with the black little circles as well, little like ear receptors or whatever there on the side as well, spikes on the shoulders, and just overall the exact same body that we've already had. And movement wise, we get that'll twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far, really stiff in the neck for him unfortunately, so hard to get it going back and forth, but can look up and down. We get the shoulders that do come up to 90 and will rotate all the way around with those nice shoulder pad pieces that rotate around with it. Get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint, so it does have the pinless arm there that bends up that far. Wrist will twist around and hinge back and forth. Go into the ab crunch, we have this ab section here, so crunch forward, crunch back. It's nice crunching, and we'll twist all the way around. Then we'll also twist around at the waist as well. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. Get the double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, not far from kicking his butt. And then we do get like an ankle twist or whatever, so instead of like in the middle of the shin, it's lower down towards the ankle. That'll twist around, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty good movements overall for that body, so really nice. You know, it's a nice body, so no reason that they couldn't just use it again like they did. Now accessory wise, we do get some additional hands, so we do get a set of grip hands, so just some standard grips there for each hand, as well as just a fist hand to go along that sort of matches with his right there, but for the left, so you don't have that open hand. And then we also get part of the crackle, so part of the crackle that goes along with him. You can stick it into his hand to have like his beam shooting out, or a lot of times we can stick it in his mouth. I don't know if this will fit in his mouth though. It looks like his mouth is more closed up and has the stuff going on, so I feel it won't work. So it's almost like you have to put this in his hand. So I'm not exactly sure. I want to pose him up with that plasma, so I just stuck it in his hand there for now, just so he has it, which is pretty cool. But as I said, we have had this figure already before, just switched out the head. So here's that older one. So this other one is much more cloudy silver, so much more silver as composed to this. I don't know, guess what you'd call the difference, but there is a difference between the two. But again, they share the exact same bodies, the only difference being their heads. So where this one has, you know, more of the circle designs, and the earpieces are much thicker on this one. Now the mouth was more open, so you could put the piece into its mouth, so I thought it would be the same, but I like how they sort of painted that design in there, so you don't have to worry about that this time. But there's at least our two different versions of Ultron, which is cool. And then of course we have this older figure as well, so this much older figure that looks just like a weird version of Ultron, but still has like that interior mouth design that this new one has as well. So very cool to have this version of Ultron though to be able to add into the collection. And next up we have Egghead, who is Dr. Elias Starr. He was a scientist working at an atomic research center for the US government when he was caught trying to smuggle drafts of atomic projects to sell on the black market. When the criminal world learned of this, they offered him freedom in return for his services, so crime lords sent Starr after Ant-Man, and he attempted many schemes to defeat Hank Pym, but the plot was foiled every single time. Now he is genius level intellect and gifted in many fields, where he developed equipment for himself of insect control devices, laser satellites, mind control devices, robots, and teleportation devices, as well as he tends to use egg-shaped weapons, so especially with his head being shaped like an egg as it is here. So cool to have him, a nice like weird quirky villain to add to the villain shelf and all that. Again, with Egghead getting his name for his head being in the shape of an egg, so he's got the tall pointy head, almost looks like a cone head, but has nice, you know, just glasses there on his face and nice weird smile showing off his teeth there. So very creepy looking guy, and like I said, very much looks like Dan Aykroyd in the Coneheads movie. But he's got this nice, just I won't say suited body, but no real suit jacket or anything. But has this nice like button shirt with the pocket, has a nice tie with black, and can't tell if that's orange or red, looks sort of orangish more to me for his tie, and then has the lab coat on over the top of it. So we've seen many lab coats before, so not much difference there, with the all white lab coat hanging down pretty far to his knees. And then we get the blue pants, so nice bright blue pants on him with a brown belt all the way down to the brown shoes on his feet, some more of those dress like shoes there. So looks pretty nice overall for him. Of course, just pretty basic guy, but love how he's got the big pointy head there as well. But movement-wise, we'll get his head that will twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far. Not a whole lot of movements, obviously, because of the shape of his head and all that. So just a little bit back and forth. We get the shoulders that come up that far, so not all the way up, just about 45, and we'll rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that will bend up that far, which isn't bad at all. Get the wrist, they'll twist around and hinge back and forth. Then to the ab crunch, of course, got to get out of the jacket here, but can crunch forward, crunch back, should be able to at least, but again, the jacket's in the way. Twist around at the waist, the hips will come up that far, so not all the way up to 90, but over 45, out to the side there. Thigh twist all the way around, get the double knee joint, again, with the jacket it will be hard, but can come out to the front here and get it to bend up there, so should be able to pretty much kick himself in the butt with that bend. And then we get the foot that'll flex back and forth and twist side to side. So overall, pretty decent movements. Of course, a lot of inhibitions because of the lab coat and all that, but still works out pretty good for what he's got. Now, unfortunately, the only accessory you get with him is this gun. I have no clue what it is either. Couldn't find really any details about it, but he does come with this gun as well that we can put into his hand. So it disappointed me after reading that he had a bunch of egg-shaped weapons, that we didn't get any egg-shaped weapons with him, just this gun. But still, at least it came with something, unlike that future Ant-Man where he came with nothing. So he comes with something at least, but still pretty cool. Like I said, a nice quirky character, but nice character also to add to the villain shelf. And our final figure today is Crossfire, whose real name is William Cross. Now, he joined the CIA with the intent to learn the secrets of the trade and use the training and knowledge to make a profit for himself. Now, he would eventually quit the CIA and fake his death, framing his lover for his murder, and he would use his skills to start making highly profitable criminal operations in drug trafficking, extortion, and assassinations, and hiring a small army of mercenaries to serve as his enforcers while working under the code name of Crossfire. Now, power-wise, he's just an expert in espionage and marksmanship, and wears a special bulletproof uniform and has a cybernetic eye and ear that was damaged in an explosion. So overall, he looks cool here. So again, this is a nice fill-in to add to the shelf, especially just with the striking colors of the mostly all red, but with the white designs as well, trying to look like crosshair design and stuff. So that looks pretty cool. So we get the design on his eye with the eye loss. So it said, yeah, the cybernetic eye, but this one just got like an eye patch design, again with more of that little crosshair design with the white stripe coming up on his red costume, and he has the padding over the ears and his face there, which looks decent. And then the red continues all the way through the body from head to toe with the white on top, so white coming across his chest and shoulders and down the sides, connecting into the belt, where again he has that plus sign design there and similar designs on his forearms. And then the legs go all the way down till we get to the boots that have like the plus sign design there as well. So it looks very much like the Swiss flag to me, although it didn't say anything about him being Swiss, but that's just what it looks like. And overall, a nice looking figure. Now, moon-wise, we get that'll twist all the way around. You look down that far and up that far, so we get really good range in the head there. We get the shoulders that do come up to 90 and can rotate all the way around. Get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that'll bend up that far at least, with the wrist that'll twist around and flex back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch, so crunch forward, crunch back, decent crunching, and twist around at the waist, so just behind the belt. Hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint that'll bend that far to the back, so not very good range for that. Don't know why they added this inhibitor back there, but yeah, only goes that far. We get the shin twist just above the boots, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So not bad for his movements, doesn't have the best, and of course no pinless joints on him or anything, but works out pretty good for what all he's got. Now, accessory wise, he does come with some additional hands, so we get a set of fist hands to go along with his grip hands he's already got, which we will leave on him because he also comes with a sniper rifle. So we get this, obviously with the strap we can put it around like onto his back, but let's go and just put this into his hand. So there's Crossfire with his sniper rifle. I'm sure you could try and get him posed up a little bit more like he's actually sniping out of it, but without having like the butterfly joints stuff. Don't know how well that would work. But then he also comes with the little effects for the gun, so we get the bullet effect and smoke effect as well that can easily plug into the end of the gun, so it just gives you a little more effects on the gun there. But overall, Crossfire looks really cool, so this is a nice design and cool to get this figure. Well, that's it for our Marvel Legends Ant-Man wave, where we got the future Ant-Man surrounded by Ant-Man villains of Egghead, Ultron, and Crossfire. So all of these figures look pretty cool. Like I said, not all the best, especially like future Ant-Man's body could really be improved, but I still like having it with like the head design, looks pretty cool. Getting this newer Ultron is awesome as well. Don't really know if I like this one or the other one more. Hard to decide which one because they're both so similar, so just little details to pick between there. But really cool to get Egghead and Crossfire as well. Both of those are nice villains to add to the shelf as well. But let me know what you thought of these 4 figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.